Syndrome. White people have Stockholm Syndrome, and we don't know it.
How so?
I kind of want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
How so?
That especially with women, that we have been so duped and so lied to that we've ingested those lies, and that we have allowed that to become part of our worldview, part of our being. And we've got to break the grip of Stockholm Syndrome.
So Stockholm Syndrome is essentially identifying with your oppressor and adopting their value system. So you're saying that middle class, by and large, white people in the United States have identified with the corporate CEOs and the billionaire class, and to their own disadvantage, frankly, and have helped put these people in power. Is that what you're suggesting? If so, I agree.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, and that's why the divide and conquer stuff. As long as we keep people completely ignorant of what's going on, then, or at least semi-ignorant, then we can perpetuate the system. What I really wanted to go to, and I hope you don't mind me going back here for a segment, is Trump's remarks Friday night about the NFL. Mm-hmm. I've been very disturbed about the violence in football and the growing violence for a long time. Been very disturbed about the growing militarism and the link of football and violence with militarism. I've been very concerned about the racism, but there was such misogyny embedded in what Trump said, and it is a hidden misogyny that's pervasive through our culture. Think of the words that men use when they want to insult or demean one another. They almost always refer to women, and specifically their mothers.
Right, or gay men. One or the other.
Or gay men. Yes, absolutely. Though that language is so pervasive. I'm really kind of glad that MSNBC and CNN last night were allowing his full statement instead of bleeping him. I even noticed Stephen Colbert even went ahead and used the word. Yeah. Normally that's bleeped, or normally there's a moment of propriety, and we don't.
Well, that word is sort of on the edge because it also has a dual meaning. It also means literally and legally a female dog or a mother dog.
Precisely. Yeah. Precisely. And hear how demeaning that is also.
Right.
I mean, the fact that word is constantly used. But the misogyny is a big piece of it, and I keep wondering, I was thinking that might be the third leg of the Republican plan, that we completely disenfranchise through dehumanization and demeaning language, imagery, continually being repeated. We demean over half the population.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think that was certainly present in the election, in the 2016 election.
Certainly. Yeah, I agree with Hillary Clinton that if she was a man, there would have been she would have easily won the election.
Absolutely.
And and we need to constantly point out she got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump did. Even at that. So I've been talking about it. Paul Krugman's piece in the New York Times, I think it went up electronically yesterday. I'm guessing it's in the print paper today, in which basically he says that the Republican Party exists based on lies. They lied to us about the war in Iraq. They lied to us about their health care plan, about what was in Obamacare to begin with and what they would do to replace it. They lied to us about, what they wanted to do about Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. They lied to us about global climate change. The Republican Party, they lied to us about voter fraud. The party, in order to function, in order to serve the right-wing billionaires and the corporations that they represent, on the one hand, and in order to serve the fractious herd of cats that they've got to pull together in order to get elected, right? You got to have a few gun nuts, and you got to have some anti-abortion people, and you got to have some right-wing fundamentalist Christians, and you've got to have some people who are just hate government in general, who are parent. You got to have people who think that their gun is going to be taken away. You got to have people who hate people of color. You got to have people who hate people who are gay. This is the Republican coalition. So they've got to do all that. And that, a lot of that is involved in lies too, because by and large, they don't care about the situation with regard to people of color in this country. They don't care about the situation with regard to people who are, who are not straight white men in this country. I mean, they care ultimately only about the economics. And so, yeah, okay, sure, if you want to have legalized pot, that's fine. Libertarians like that because it doesn't hurt any billionaires. And in fact, they might even get rich. So anyhow, great third leg for the stool, Sue. Thank you for that. Just in case you missed it, by the way, the Republicans constantly say Obamacare was passed by reconciliation. It wasn't. It actually got a supermajority in the Senate. They say Obamacare was rammed down our throats with no hearings. That's a lie. There were over 70 public hearings about Obamacare. They say Republicans had no input. That's a lie. There were numerous Republican amendments that were accepted, including one that said that all members of Congress have to be on Obamacare. Another Republican lie. They say that it was written in secret, behind closed doors. It wasn't. It was written right out in public, out in the open, through the committee process. Obamacare was. But this Republican deal is all the things that they lied about the Democratic deal. So they're getting caught in their lies. But anyhow, they finally held one hearing on this, the Republicans, yesterday. And you know how many members of the public they allowed to sit and listen to that one hearing that they held? 3 of these guys were dressed like lobbyists, classic lobbyist uniform, according to more than one observer. And the remaining 2 looked like just kind of average people. That's right, the remaining 2. They let 5 people watch the hearing. And they had to keep a lot of reporters out. Oh, the room is just too small. There were all kinds of great big rooms in the Capitol building that were available. But no, we got to. In fact, somebody made the joke. Dana Milbank. He said maybe the Senate janitor's closet was already booked. In other words, we're going to find the smallest room we possibly can.